Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mil Singh and in this particular video we will explore remote help in Intune. Being a help desk guy, definitely you would not love to help someone over the phone call or maybe through the chat messages. So here Intune offers one service called remote help, and with the help of that service we can connect our end users endpoints and we can help them by taking the complete control on his or her desktop, either complete control or just view only. So you will have clear visibility and helping is going to be easy. So in this particular video, we will explore what are the prerequisites we have, how we are going to set this environment in Intune, what are the role and permission required, what are the licenses are required, and finally, we'll see the live demonstration with all this prerequisite configuration. So let's get started. Okay, so let's understand the scenario. Here, as you can see, we have one help desk support team who is responsible to connect the end users devices and help them if they have any issue. As you can see, we have one end user with the device, and let's assume that end user has some issue on their devices. So this help desk team is responsible to connect his or her device and fix it. For that, being an Intune administrator, it is going to be your responsibility to make this infrastructure ready, up and running, and then hand over it to the help desk team. For that, what do you need to do? You must have remote help license. So you need to buy this license. Then user must have the remote help license, those who are supposed to manage the end user device by taking it remotely. And also the user, those who are planning to manage the end user device, must have the right permission or role on their account. And remote help application must be installed on both the side. That application must be on a help desk and the end user side. There is one important thing. If you have network firewall from the end user side, even your side, so you make sure the right address and the port number enabled to use this help. If you are using Windows operating system and if your firewall is in enable state, you also need to make sure that firewall is enabled that address. What this address are? So if you go to Microsoft official document, there you will find that remote help communication happens over port number 443, right? And that's the main URL that must be enabled on your firewall. For better, and you can say detailed understanding, you can go to that link and there you will find the complete list, what are the address should be enabled. So mobile endpoint, remote help that you can see, that is required. These are the address to be enabled and that is configured on port number 443. If I talk about the web-based administration, I'm in support, then these addresses must be enabled and that is also on port number 443. And if you have GCC, Government West, then you can go with these addresses. In our scenario, this is important and these addresses must be enabled on your firewall if you have any. Okay, so now let's jump towards the practical side and see how we can configure all this prerequisite. Okay, so let's see how we can configure this entire remote help setting. The first thing we need to check, do we have remote help service with our Intune or not? So for that, we'll come to the tenant administration. If I'll go to that place, we'll go to Intune add-ons. If you have Intune suite license, then it's okay. You will get that. If I expand this one, there we have a remote help. If you don't have, you can take this dedicated license. As you can see in my scenario, this is remote help and I have activated the trial license. So I have 88 more days to use this. If you don't have, you can just come to this place, go to the view details, and from here you can activate your trial license just for testing before putting it in a production environment. Once you have taken it, now the second thing, you need to assign this license to the help desk team. How can you do that? For that, you will come to admin.microsoft.com. You need to go to your active users, as you can see. Now here we have all the users. For example, I want to assign the license to the Megan. I have one user called Megan here. If I'll go to that user, we'll go to license and applications. From here, as you can see, Microsoft Intune Remote Help. That is the license which I have already assigned to this user called Megan. Now, once you assign the license to that user, just after that, you need to configure this. If I'll come back to my Intune, there After taking this add-ons, we'll go to remote help. There we have settings section. As you can see right now, it is enabled. The moment you take the license, by default, it won't be enabled. So you need to come to configure, and from here, you need to enable this. You want to allow the remote help to unenrolled devices. If the device is not enrolled in your infrastructure, still you want to manage, then you can say allow, also you can say not allowed. So as per your requirement, you will do the settings from here. And there you can see that we have a remote help session. So that gives you the complete data, or you can say the logs, whenever you created the connection and you helped to someone. So with their session start and all the details, you will get it at what time, which device you have managed, all the detail you will have at this place. Now, next to that, as I said, the role is very important. Whoever is responsible to help the end user must have the right role. So I'll go to the roles, and as we know, there are many built-in roles we have. So if you're happy to go with built-in role, we do have something called help desk operator. Here you can go, there is help desk operator. You can use this role. If I go to properties and look for, does this role contains remote help or not? So as you can see, it has remote help app, and we have different permissions, like we can view the screen, unattended control, take full control, elevation, all this. If you want to do some more filtering or go for some more, you can say list privilege approach, you can go for one specific permission. For that, you need to create the customer. After that, we can assign it to the help desk team. Under the assignment, you need to click on plus assign. Here you need to give the name, go to next, and you can select the group. We have already created. So if I'll go to this place, this is one of the assignment I already did. So you can see here, I have targeted to all user group, and we scoped it to all the NYC devices. If I'll go back and check that who are the member of this particular group called all user, if I come to this place, let's go and check all user. If I'll go and look for members, here you can see we have Alex, Megan, and MOD administrator. These three users are member of this particular group called all user. So we targeted it to this particular group. So all the member of that group can initiate the help. Fine. We have assigned the license. We have assigned the permission. Now we need to check the application is installed on that or not. So for that, I'll take you on my end user devices, or the, you can say help desk operator device, WS1. And if I'll go to that place, there you can see remote help is already installed. If you have to install it, it is very simple. You can go to Microsoft or just go to Google. There you can say remote help Microsoft download. And there you will get direct link, which is akms.ms download remote help. If you just click here, you will get the download. Once it is downloaded, now you need to just execute. It's a setup.exe. And after that, you will have this application installed on your system. So everything is open. My internet is open internet, and my system can reach out to any of this place. The demonstration would take place from these two computers, WS1 and WS2. As you can see right now on WS1, and this is our WS2. If I'll come to this place, that's our WS2. You can see at this place, we have remote help already installed. Now let's go to the WS1 and we can initiate this. So if I'll go to this place, we can just go to remote help here, because let's imagine this Megan is help desk administrator. So the help desk administrator will generate a security code. That code is Y50M5D. That is valid for almost 10 minutes. And we will send it to the WS2 or the end user, those who are interested to get their device managed by this help desk. So there we got Y50M5D. That's the code that user has received from the help desk team. That user has kept that code here. Let's submit. Now, if you will come to your screen as a help desk, there you will see that Alex is ready for your help. And we recommend requesting a screen sharing if you don't need to control the complete device. It's up to you. And it depends on your permission as well. If you want to take the complete control to do the administration, you can directly click here, or you just want to see the screen and guide it over the chat or the call, that you can also do by clicking on view screen. Even you clicked right now view screen, later you can request for the control. So for now, let's go with the view screen. Once you requested for the view screen, the request will come to the Alex and they will get the clear information or the message where it says that Megan is asking you to share the screen. So if it is okay for you, then you can click on allow. Still, you have right to decline this. So let's go and say allow, and there we go. The moment that end user has allowed, the help desk team will have clear visibility of his system. As you can see right now, the Megan is connected to LX system. As you can see, that's the LX system. If that person is not able to perform that activity because it's not mandatory that person is a technical person, in that case, you can request the control. And now, as you can see, it's allow and deny coming to that user. Now the user will either allow or deny it. So if we'll go to that user, the moment user allows it, now the WS can take the control. So you can see here, now we got the complete control, and whatever we want to do, we can do that place. So as you can see right now, we connected to LX system and we are doing the administration on the LX system. We can stop the control and leave once your job is done. Now, this is what we tested where we have user logged in with the license and everything. And these devices are already member of, you can say, our Intro ID and onboarded on Intune. It's not mandatory. You can manage the devices which is part of your Intune or Intro ID. As you can see, just for the testing purpose, let's go to this is completely different or isolated system. And just for the demonstration, I'll take you to the setting of this system. If I'll go to the accounts, go to their access walkway school. And you can see it's not connected to my Enter ID. Otherwise, and it's not being managed with the Intune. Otherwise, you will have info at this place. Fine. Now, what we can do, if I go and see who has logged in, who is connected at this place, if I'll go and check for remote help, there we have remote help at this place. And as you can see, we logged in with the L&D. L&D doesn't have any license for remote help because it's an end user. Now, if I'll go back to WS1, once again from the Megan side, let's generate the security code XKMXJ6. XKMXJ6. Now, here, the WS got the information that you are going to view or Alan is ready for that. So click on view a screen. Now the Alan has to allow. Alan has allowed it. And now if you come to WS, you can see his or her screen. But as I already mentioned, that device and the user device is not onboarded in our Intune. So we are getting this warning message and it says the person device you are helping is not enrolled in Microsoft Endpoint Manager. So do not share your sensitive information with them. That's just a warning. So either you can leave it and ask if your organization has a policy that non-enrolled devices cannot be managed remotely. In that case, you can leave it and ask the user to get joined first and then come. Or if you're okay with and your organization says, okay, you can allow and you'll make sure that you're not going to share the sensitive information. So you can continue with this. And now you have access. Again, you can request a control and have complete control on this device. Okay, so I hope you got an idea how we can configure remote help in Intune and how the help desk team will start helping their end users with the help of remote help. So thank you so much for watching and see you in next video.